I know this is a bit lighter than what this sub is used to, but I don't know who else to tell this to that doesn't know him. Me and my boyfriend have been together for 5 months roughly. For Christmas, one of my gifts was an Xbox. A while back, I was reading something out loud to him from some gaming news site, and I mentioned that Ninja makes something like $500,000 a month on Twitch. Since learning this, he has since wanted to become a streamer. Now every time he plays a game, he streams it. I stated in my title that he's trying to become a streamer, but he really isn't trying at all. He's just streaming what's on his screen from his Xbox with no face cam, or even a mic. He said to me that he's really shocked he doesn't have many viewers. I tried gently explaining to him that streaming/YouTube is all about your personality to no avail. He's also really camera shy, and doesn't even have many pictures of him over the years to the point where his mother gave up on trying to get him into family photos. So I don't understand how being a streamer would even work for him, or how he thinks it's a good idea. He also sits very quietly muttering an occasional fuck as he plays video games. The popular streamers he's trying to emulate have natural humor and commentary, and he just doesn't have it, if you know what I mean. He even mentioned that I should start streaming, because I'm pretty okay at some games. I laughed it off and said I have no interest. In a past relationship I have been called negative, so I didn't want to just shit all over his parade. For some background, he is in school to be an architect, and has a good union job and gets paid pretty well. So it can't just solely be a money thing. This week I was doing errands, and he said he was going to go pick up his laundry and the groceries for me to cook dinner before I get there. When I did get there, he was sitting in his room in boxers streaming for no viewers, and the laundry/groceries still hadn't been picked up even though it had been 6 or so hours. This really pissed me off, but I didn't say anything. He doesn't usually play video games for that long, but now it's all he does in his spare time. We have a trip to Japan coming up in June, and he is now talking about buying equipment for his stream. Expensive equipment. My money for the trip has been put away for a month, and he still hasn't started saving for it. I am afraid that he will spend money on equipment, and our trip will go to ruin. The other night he said to me happily that he has one dedicated viewer that watches every time he's on. What he doesn't know is that Twitch counts you as a viewer when you start the stream, so the follower he's talking about is himself. I just really didn't have the heart to tell him, because I know how embarrassing that would be. It's become a point of annoyance every time I hear the word streamer. Any advice here? Or should I just let this Twitch dream fizzle out without my input? 2 days later. Some of you may not have been around to read the comments after I posted this, but some more details on the situation that I didn't initially say were posted by me when a Redditor, who has since deleted her comments for the sake of privacy, related to me and explained how her ex was the same way and seemed to have a video game addiction. Her experience eerily mirrored mine. You can read my responses here. Yesterday after work I had to rush home to deal with some family stuff, so I did not get to sit him down and talk to him, besides a 5-minute phone call and passing him at work. Today, however, my path was clear, and I was determined to speak to him about this. When I woke up and showered, I checked the Xbox app and saw that he was last online 30 minutes ago at 7 a.m., which means, again, that he did not sleep at all. I didn't contact him. His day off was today, and he called me at 3 p.m. to say that he just woke up. I could hear Overwatch in the background, and he asked how my day was going, and immediately before I got to respond very angrily said, "Why the fuck won't this guy get off Hanzo? He fucking sucks." I had a client approaching me and swiftly hung up. I called him back after work when I was walking home, and I decided to start with small talk before I got to the subject I was leading to. I didn't even have a chance to start off with the small talk before he asked me why I was slightly out of breath. I said it's because I am walking through snow up a hill. He said it's snowing. It snowed heavily for quite a few hours. His place is built that you can't enter the hallway to the kitchen and front door without seeing outside. He didn't even look outside of his window at all today, and has spent all day in his bedroom playing video games. This snapped me into asking him if he is planning to do anything else with his life besides play video games. He said of course, just not right now. He had not showered or eaten at all today. I asked and he admitted it. I asked him if he thought that was healthy, and he said with an edge, "What? Playing video games? Of course. Am I fucking smoking meth or something?" I clarified on this, and just decided to say it. I said I think he has a problem. The skipping work, not sleeping or eating, and overall the pure amount of hours he dedicates to playing them. He then did what most addicts do, got angry, and then spun it back on me. He said that I bought him the Xbox in the first place. What the fuck did you expect me to do with it? And that I've been playing video games long before we were a thing. My Xbox is mostly used as a Netflix machine, and to play Overwatch / the Dark Souls trilogy on weekends. I said I do not obsess with them or skip meals to play games, and that I would have never bought it for him, if I knew what it would lead to. He got angry, and asked if I just called to harass him. I said I called to speak to him, and let him know my thoughts over the past few months. He said I was crazy, that everyone plays video games, and to whoever said that the streaming was just a decoy, and an excuse to play video games all day. You were absolutely right. He feels justified in doing exactly that as long as he tells me that there's a goal to it all. I told him that my mind isn't changed, and that I think he has a problem and should speak to someone. He said nothing to this. I then said that I don't feel we have anything more to really speak about, and that I can't spend my time worrying about him. I feel like I am going to get hate for this, but I won't budge on it. He is not my child, and I can't force a grown man to eat or go outside. I have done my research and slept on it. Many people PM'd me and commented to tell me their stories of dealing with a loved one with video game addiction, or that they were once in his shoes. This is not a battle I want to be in. He is not the person I met last year. He responded to this with a very mellow voice that he knows he's been inattentive, and would like a chance to make it up to me. He said he wanted to go on a date tomorrow. I declined, and he started rambling about how perfect I am for him. I thought the same once. He kept going, and said I'm being ridiculous, and starting telling me the things he could be doing instead of playing video games. Such as I'm not a drinker, I don't cheat, etc. I am sad because before we dated, he really was a good friend. I said that I almost home and have to go. He stayed quiet for a while and said okay. The fact that the video game noises didn't stop during the duration of the entire phone call didn't go unnoticed by me. He only lowered the volume but not enough. I didn't bring it up because I don't think he would get off even if I asked him to. We hung up and that was that. Luckily, I only see him in passing at work, and I will now make sure to not see him at all. It's a huge building, it isn't hard. I would also like to note that I got some very pleasant PMs, calling me an absolute bitch for not supporting him in playing video games. That I'm gonna regret everything when he's a famous streamer. Okay. Down to saying that I only care about him skipping work and potentially being fired because I'm in it for his money? I am prepared for more of those messages for now abandoning him. And I am still going to Japan. Commenter 1. Preach. I can definitely see how she got hate from the type of Redditors who still think that a girlfriend/wife is like a stand-in for their mom, except you also get to have sex with her sometimes. Commenter 2. I really don't understand this mindset some people have about Twitch. The people on Twitch aren't just sitting there quietly playing the game. Usually, you have to draw people in. You have to market yourself. You have to be your own social media manager. You can't just hit go live and then the viewers go, oh man, a dude playing Overwatch with no mic? Sign me up.